Bismillah wa salatu wa salamu ala Rasulillah. Did you know that Masjid Abu Bakr was built in two phases? The first phase was completed in 1982 and consisted of about 10,000 square feet. The second phase followed in 2004 and consisted of approximately 16,000 square feet. We are now standing in the first phase of Masjid Abu Bakr in the men's entrance to the Musalla in the men's lobby. This lobby recently underwent some remodeling. The main remodeling that happened in this lobby was to change the texture on the walls to a smooth texture, which actually would give it better color and better reflection of the light, together with actually replacing all the lights in this lobby and in the hallways with LED lighting for energy saving. And this followed with remodeling the wudu areas for the men and the wudu areas for the women, and actually establishing a new bathroom for the elderly and the handicapped for the women, where we took out a storage closet that was here in the men's lobby and converted it to a bathroom for the women. So in this area right here, there used to be a door that went to the women's wudu area to the right, and to the left, there used to be a janitorial closet where we stored the vacuum cleaner and so on and so forth. What we did is we closed this hallway that was here and basically created a bathroom for the women, since the elderly and the handicapped women did not have any bathroom on the main level. And so we created that for them to make it easier for them. And behind this wall is, of course, the women's wudu area that was renovated and updated. So this is the men's wudu area. It was originally obviously built with the first phase of the masjid back in 1982. It has over the years undergone a couple of remodeling renovations, but they were not really done very thoroughly. So the area underneath kept getting water leaks, and it really needed just a complete renovation, where we removed all the walls and all the flooring that was here, exposed the plumbing, and had to redo everything, including the floor, to basically prevent it from any leaks in the future. The plumbing that was underneath here was really difficult to access because the electrical room was down there. And so we had to do a lot of the work from above. Very little work we were able to do from below. We created actually additional drains and connected them together, and the drains were sloped properly. And we put some high-end faucets here to basically control the water flow, and also the higher grade faucets would require a lot less maintenance, because to do any kind of maintenance here would require demolition of the tile. So what makes this project really unique and difficult is the curved walls. They really required a lot of attention. So to put tile on the curved walls, first the drywall or the waterproof material that goes behind the tile had to be a special kind so it can actually bend in a curve. And that wall, or this wall, had to be waterproofed. And then the tile that we put on it had to be a special tile that actually could be installed at an angle. Behind this wall right here was the plumbing lines that we had to access from the top. And it was rather difficult when we did the demolition, because the area underneath here was rotten and water over the years had leaked below. And the subfloor was also rotten, and we had to replace the subfloor. To get to what we have right now, I basically found a company that would do the shower base, if you will, with a high density foam. And they would do it in such a way to where the foam would be sloped to make the drains work a lot more efficiently. So underneath this tile where the floor is, installed a high density foam that was pre-sloped to the drains. And before the foam was installed, the plumbing company that we hired had to basically work from the top to connect the drains properly underneath and the water lines behind the wall. So the faucets that we used in this renovation are very high quality faucets and valves behind them. The whole purpose of this is to avoid in the future any problems with the faucets, because to fix anything with the valve or the faucet, the wall would have to be demoed and destroyed, at least in the section where the faucet is located. Some people have asked me how come we have not put or installed automatic faucets that had like a sensor to save on water. Well, any sensor that we put would have to be behind the wall, and since there's no access from the other side, if these sensors usually have a lifetime to them, usually about 5-6 years, and they would need to be replaced. The idea behind putting a sensor faucet was not a good idea, because we wanted to build this wudu area to last for at least, I call it my 50-year renovation. Inshallah, it will last at least 25 to 30 years where no maintenance would be required. So the way shower pans are designed to drain properly, we had a method of what we call pouring a shower pan. So we would use cement, a special kind and blend of cement, to basically slope the shower pan towards the drain. And with this curved area that we had to deal with and the number of drains that we have, pouring a cement shower pan was going to be a difficult process, which is what this wudu area had in the past. But we had only 2 shower drains, one to the right, one to the left, and that was not enough. You would turn a faucet in the middle here and the water would just sit and it would never go to the drain. So this design, and by using high density foam that was pre-sloped to each drain properly, any faucet that you open, the water will drain. Whether it's this faucet or this faucet, you see the water is draining towards the drain. If you turn on this faucet, the water is designed to go to this drain. This faucet also goes to this drain, and so on and so forth. So now we have a situation where water is not sitting here in the shower pan area, and it drains properly to each drain. Another situation that we had here was with water, there was constantly a smell. You know, moisture creates mold, mildew, and a smell. This wudu area, when it was built back in 1981, 82, did not have an exhaust system for the smell. So one of the things that we did, if you notice here on the wall, we installed an exhaust fan. And this fan is connected with a pipe that goes through the hallway outside and goes up to the attic area behind the women's musalla. And it's an automatic fan. As somebody enters this wudu area, the sensor here would turn on the lights and would turn on the fan. And this exhaust fan is a high capacity fan. And this way, when there's water in the area right here, the fan would just exhaust the moist air out to the roof. And this would make this area a lot healthier and would eliminate the smell in the area. We are here in the men's staircase, and you're looking at this railing. It always worried me that there was only a piece of wood that I would see people sit on that rail, which was just a piece of wood. I was always afraid that somebody's going to fall back. Maybe at the time when they built this masjid, it was not code to protect a certain distance above this glass. So one of the main things that I really wanted to do is actually get rid of that piece of railing that was made out of wood and built this railing that was high enough to where people would not sit on it. And that was part of the project of redoing the staircase where we had carpet on the floor. And it was always difficult to maintain the cleanliness of the carpet, the cleaning the carpet. And it would, although people would go up the stairs from the lower level barefoot, it would smell. And so one of the things that we wanted to do was replace the carpet with what we call a rubber flooring, which is easier to maintain, cleaner to maintain, and is only cleaned by mopping. And that's what we did here. We got rid of the carpet and we replaced it with this floor. Of course, when we did that, we had to fix the subfloor, put an underlayment. This floor is a very resilient floor, and it would probably last for 30, 40, 50 years. Together with the floor, we replaced the handrail that was here. It was a wooden handrail. With wood, it was more difficult to maintain and keep clean. So now with metal that's powder coated, attached to the floor itself, this hand railing is a lot better to maintain and does not give us the same problems of having to always fix the handrail that was attached to the drywall. Also notice here the cove base that we used is a 6-inch cove base with a toe, so it really is a lot easier to clean. Of course, we also removed the texture that was on the drywall. We skim coated the drywall and we repainted everything. And all of this was also combined with replacing the lighting with LED lighting to save some energy for the masjid. This area is used by the elderly and the special needs women to pray. It is also connected to the women's wudu area, which was completely renovated and redone, very similar to the men's wudu area. In fact, we actually started in the women's wudu area first because it was a little smaller and a little easier to deal with. We've talked about what we've done in the men's wudu area, which was exactly what we've done in the women's wudu area. One note here is that all the granite that you see here was specially cut and installed to make the seats that you see right here. The tile also is a non-slippery tile that went on the floor. Everything was color coordinated, and then we installed the paper towel holders and the soap dispensers onto the wall. This is very tough porcelain, so it's really hard to drill in to install the paper towel dispensers. But this tells you that this tile hopefully will last for a long time, inshallah. The bathroom that we talked about that we added in the women's area is this bathroom. Basically, this used to be the closet, the janitorial closet, and this used to be the door that came from the men's lobby to the women's area, which we really didn't need. And so we converted everything to create this bathroom and the wash area for the special needs and the handicapped women that could not go downstairs to use the bathroom or make wudu. So we are here in the middle musalla for the women, and we're heading towards the attic area. I want to show you what we've done in the attic area. This attic area over the years had accumulated a lot of items that were stored, and it really needed a lot of attention. So we had, alhamdulillah, a lot of our young brothers who volunteered, about 20 of them, and we cleaned up this area completely. We had one 30-yard dumpster that we basically threw away, things that were not needed, a lot of extras over the years that accumulated. And we are using right now this attic as a storage for all the items that we use in construction. So we're kind of like making sure now any material that we have left over that can be reused is stored over here. We cleared up all the trash that was here and all the extra junk that was here. I call it junk because, you know, if you have something that you save for over a year or two and you don't use it, it becomes junk. But one of the things that we did here is we put an occupancy sensor on the lighting switch That way, if somebody comes into this room and they forget to turn off the light, now we have an occupancy sensor. It automatically turns on and off the light. Also, this is the area where we have a lot of the duct work that's going into the musalla area for the HVAC system. So it's really very important to make this, to upkeep this area. That way, if we ever need to service the HVAC units, we have good access from here. If you notice here on the floor, we have two automatic exhaust fans. One is connected to the new women's bathroom that's in the wudu area for the women, and the other one is actually connected to the women's wudu area. So those, the bathroom and the wudu areas would have automatic exhaust fans that exhaust the air up to the roof. And if you look around here, a lot of the wiring for the masjid, for the speakers, all of it comes through here. So we really needed to make sure that this area was clear and accessible. And that's what we've done by cleaning up this area. There's still a few old chairs that we are storing for now, but down the road we would probably not need a lot of these chairs. The men's exhaust fan that we installed is this one right here. It comes from the hallway behind the men's wudu area, and it exhausts up to the roof. And it also automatically turns on with the light when it turns on. So in an effort to upgrade the bathrooms that we have in the masjid, we started with this bathroom in the second phase upstairs. This bathroom was primarily used by the guests that we have, like Sheikh Eid, who comes in for the month of Ramadan. He was using this bathroom. The Imam would use this bathroom. And this bathroom was very outdated. It was built back in 2004. So we wanted to give it a facelift. But also, one of the things that we did is when we have a guest like Sheikh Eid, we wanted to make sure that we had a privacy lock right here, a combination lock. So that way we can kind of limit the use of this bathroom. This bathroom basically received kind of a facelift where we installed the new tile, new sink, new faucet. But one of the features of this bathroom is we really needed to make a shower. Sheikh Eid, one of the guests that we have every year, was going downstairs to use the shower. And a lot of times Ramadan would be in the winter time. And so it would be kind of difficult for him to go use the shower. So we created this shower for him, which was kind of a challenge because we had to take an area in the conference room that was a cubby area, and then we had to design the water lines and the drain to make this shower very viable and useful. And we did the same thing on the other side where we basically remodeled the women's bathroom on the other side, which we can take a picture of. And so the same thing that we've done for the men's bathroom, we've actually done for the women's bathroom right here. We kind of gave it a facelift, and we basically put new tile, new floor, new sink, new faucet, new toilet. And of course, we didn't need a shower here, but this was remodeled. We put occupancy sensors as you walk in, so lights don't stay on. They turn on when somebody walks in, they turn off when they leave. And we, of course, changed the lighting as well in both bathrooms, where we put LED recessed lights, which would save energy for the masjid. So one of the requirements that we had that was really very much needed was to have a laundry room, a washer and dryer, so we can actually wash the towels that are used in the kitchen, towels and that are used in the mortuary. And it was really kind of an idea that we used this janitorial room that had just a floor mop sink. We had the space to add a stackable washer and dryer. And in order to do that, we had to run power 220 and 110 for the washer and dryer. We had to run plumbing and an exhaust for the dryer. So this was really involved, where we had to remove all the walls over here and run the electrical and run the plumbing and also run a drain for the washing machine. And now we have a washer and dryer that we're able to use instead of having to go to a laundromat, which is what a a lot of times the brothers and the sisters that were helping were going to wash the towels that we had. And coupled with this project, we wanted to remodel the men's bathroom that was being used actually by both men and women who were elderly and had special needs, because it's on the main floor. Since we created the bathroom for the women, now this bathroom has become strictly for the men, where we again gave it a good facelift. This time we used the same tile that we used in the wudu areas, the gray tile on the walls and the blue tile on the floor. And we created a wudu station right here, also to make it easier to make wudu for the elderly and the special needs people. So in the past year, we have focused and accomplished, alhamdulillah, some of the most important and main projects, which involved the bathrooms upstairs in the second phase, second floor, the bathroom on the main level behind the main office. That's used a lot by special needs people and the elderly. We set up a laundry room on the main level as well. And then we moved on to the women's and the men's wudu areas. Those were some problem areas that we've had over the years, leaking downstairs. So alhamdulillah, that was accomplished. And finally, with the staircase, we're replacing the carpet on both sides, the men and the women. And one of the main reasons that we replaced that carpet is because it was really difficult to keep that carpet clean, and it was always smelling. And so by putting the rubber tile and the rubber threads on it, now it can be easily cleaned. So this puts us right now in a situation where we are ready to tackle two very large projects for the masjid. The most important of all is the expansion of the entrance to the masjid parking lot. This, inshallah, will help us to reduce the time for cars to go in and out of the masjid during Fridays and during Ramadan. The expansion of the entrance to the masjid needed an architect and a civil engineer. The architectural and civil engineering work has been completed. It is right now at the Arapahoe County. A pre-submittal meeting is scheduled for later on this month. Once we have the permit, we can start the work immediately after Ramadan, inshallah. That also involves moving the trash area from the entrance to another area in the parking lot, primarily northeast. It would be kind of along Parker Road, and there'll be an enclosure made out of brick that matches the building. Once this project is over, we have another very important project that a lot of people are looking forward to, which is the expansion of the men's and the women's bathroom in the first phase basement, together with reestablishing the library that we had. This project, inshallah, it will increase the number of bathroom stalls for the men and for the women. The men right now have 4 bathroom stalls that will increase to 10, inshallah, of which 2 of them will be made for handicap and special needs. The women will be expanded also from 4 to 5 bathroom stalls. There will also be wudu areas for the women, 5 wudu stations, and for the men, there will be 10 wudu stations. This, inshallah, will reduce basically the need for using the upstairs wudu areas. The library will also have 2 sections, one for men, one for women. And one of the main things in the library is we will have a coffee area, like a coffee bar, if you will. This will attract, inshallah, the young and the youth that we have. They can study in this library. They can use the computers. There'll be Wi-Fi. And there will be a sitting area, like a patio area, just outside. We're really very excited. Both these projects, the expansion of the entrance to the parking lot and the library with the bathrooms, they're really large projects. The estimated cost of the expansion of the entrance to the parking lot is around 100,000. Could be a little less, a little more. The library and the bathroom expansions will be probably close to between 200 to $300,000. It's not quite worked out as far as the exact cost, but as we get closer to them, inshallah, we will have more accurate estimates. So throughout the rest of the year, inshallah, there will be other smaller projects that we will be doing, such as continuing the work on replacing the old lighting, the incandescent lighting, with LED lighting to save on electricity, and a bunch of other smaller projects that will be needed by the masjid. Um, all this is going to cost money, so I urge my brothers and sisters to contribute as much as they can. This is your masjid. We really need your help. We rely solely on the members that come to this masjid. So please contribute generously. We need your dua. A lot of this work really needs the support and the dua of the community. And jazakum Allah khair.